of the internet! This comes from Pop Base. It says here, a spokesperson confirms the T app, which intended to be a safe space for women to talk about men, has indeed been hacked. Around 72,000 images and 13,000 verification photos, including government IDs, were accessed. Jeez Louise. Folks, this was avoidable. This situation was avoidable. Let's just keep it real. This situation was avoidable. Yikes. Hackers leak 13,000 user photos and IDs from the T app designed as a woman's safe space. Of course, that comes from NBC News. Again, folks, we spoke on this a little bit earlier at the beginning of tonight's stream. Discretion, right? Empathy. These are words that we could use to navigate away from situations like this. Let me read a little bit of this article for a little bit more context. Hackers have breached the T app, which recently went viral as a place for women to safely talk about men, and tens of thousands of women's selfies and photo IDs have now seemingly been leaked online. A spokesperson confirmed the hack Friday afternoon. The company estimates around 72,000 images, including 13,000 verification photos and images of government IDs, were accessed. T app, of course, the T app was designed to function as a virtual whisper network for women, allowing them to upload photos of men and search for them by name. Users can leave comments describing specific men as a red flag or a green flag and share other information about them. It's recently gained so much popularity that it became the top free app in the Apple Store this week. The app claimed Thursday to have recently gained nearly 1 million new signups. So it went viral. I saw a lot of people say, man, this is probably intended by the CIA. Or the CIA probably had their way, something to do with this as well, too. Because, again, you guys know all these apps are monitoring us. Even the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, all your apps are monitoring you anyway. So, of course, yeah, let's create something with a little bit of, emotional attachment to. Of course, all this is, whatever the case is. So I would throw this T app under the same pretense of any of these other apps like Yelp and things of that nature. So anything that's user-generated content, anything that runs off of the input of its users, typically you got to take with a grain of salt. And I can only imagine how much work somebody had to go through to mitigate all of that as well too, right? Again, to screen things, make sure things are accurate. I don't know how you would gauge accuracy with this app, assuming that people are all just getting on the app and just everybody's telling the truth and doing what's right and this, that, and the other. I really doubt that. Again, some people might be creating accounts out of spite. Some people, bitter ex-girlfriend, bitter, whatever the case is, trying to slander a man because whatever the case is. And then, yeah, rightfully so, you might have women who are trying to genuinely spread a good word, a cautionary tale to other women. Hey, this is a guy that I encountered with. This was my experience with him. You guys need to be aware. That's originally what the app was intended for. Now it looks like it's gone up into flames. So, yeah, folks, discretion, man. Discretion. Be leery of a lot of things that you come across on the internet as well. To any type of viral trend, whatever the case is, always try to see, ask what the why is, and is it too good to be true. And of course, inevitably, men will feel away as well too, because men are more so concerned either that they are generally going to get exposed, or that too somebody's maybe going to be wrongfully accused, right? And now, beknownst to them, an app that they themselves, us men, can't even access, you don't even know if there's women in there slandering your name for God knows whatever reason, whether it be true or not, So again, when I originally heard this app, I didn't see the longevity in it as well. I didn't see how such an app could exist without proper protocols and measures in place to make sure information is accurate, people's information is safe, and no hackings were to take place. But that looks like that wasn't indeed the case. Those are just my thoughts. Technology is only going to get more creative. It's not a completely dead project. I feel like there's still other ways that somebody would create something like this, but it would have to be done through like a specific agency. I feel like there has to be, not to say that something like this can't exist or shouldn't exist. I just think that you can't just, a guy can't just wait, or a girl, whatever the case, it can't just randomly wake up one day and feel like this was going to be substantial enough to really, have clear accuracy and good intentions throughout the whole way. Of course, there's going to be a few bad apples in any app and anything that deals with people on the internet, So again, T app, short-lived. What started off as something with pure intentions turned into catastrophe. Ultimately, folks, when you're dealing with strangers online, when you're dealing with anybody in relationships, just be good people. Just be good people, man. It's just like you could sleep good at night knowing, I was a clear communicator. I did her right. I didn't do her dirty. I didn't do her grimy. And ladies, vice versa as well, too. I treated him right. I treated him with respect. I vocalized my wants or whatever the case is, and we split amicably. Then you won't have to worry about ending up on anybody's app. it's fairly simple. If we just operate like pure humans with good intentions, you don't have to worry about ending up on anybody's app. Again, ideally, assuming a girl is just not out to get you and just because she's bitter that you didn't pick her or whatever the case is, you know how women can be. And women, don't stop being so emotional. And you too should be using your own discretion as well too when you're coming across some of these men. I'm not saying you guys are at fault for a lot of these things, but in situations, a lot of the situations that women find themselves in, some situations could be avoidable with a little bit more discretion, right? That could be all of us, both men and women. What else we got?